Good morning. In the previous session, we have discussed about what are the fundamental studies we have to do in initiating a project. Yes, there is a 4-step process we have already discussed about. In this particular session, we will discuss about what are the various steps involved in initiating a project. Yes, there is a 6-step process for initiating a process. This is exactly a procedure for initiating a project. So, this includes first step in initiating a project, the creating a business case, that means documentation. Second one, conducting the feasibility study. Third one, establishing a project charter. Fourth one, identifying the stakeholders. Fifth one, assembling the team and office, and final review. Yes, this is about the 6-step process over here. Yes, the first one, creating the business case. Second one, conducting the feasibility study, establishing a project charter, assembling the team and office, identifying the stakeholders, and final review. We will discuss in brief in the next slides. So, the first one, creating a business case. What is about the business case? So, business case is nothing but a simple document, which is nothing but a primary document in this particular startings of the particular project. So, the business case is very important document that explains how the project goals align with the company's long-term plans. Yes, the company must have a particular long-term plans to achieve. So, what the goals, how the goals have aligned with these plans, is there is any interlinking manner, there is any interconnection between the goals and plans. So this particular document will tell us. That is about the business case. So the next one, the ideal business case doesn't talk about any technical details about the project and focus only about the business aspects. Yes, how the project is useful for us, how much income we will get from this particular project, what are the benefits from this particular project. We will not discuss any technical details in this particular business case step. We will only discuss about these possibilities and objectives and what are the uses for the society, what are the implementation methods we have to follow. These all primary things which we put on a document. That particular document is called as a business case. Yes, we will have a brief discussion among the stakeholders and the management in this step. So, the second one, conducting a feasibility study. As we already discussed about this, feasibility study will gives you an idea about how the project is successful. Yes, is that the project is possible? What makes this project is possible? Yet what makes this project successful? These all points we have to be in our mind and we have to do a survey. That is called as a feasibility study. Look at the first point over here. So, in this particular feasibility study, we will determine the likelihood of the project success. So, yes, we have the option called we can discuss about the project success. Is it successful or not? What makes this project successful? Yes, we can get the clear idea about the success of the project in this. Yes, look at the second point over here. Yes, what are the constraints and assumptions? What are the high level constraints and assumptions we have to follow? Yes, so see this study identifies the high level constraints and assumptions of the project, decides whether the project is worth or not. So that means, if you are doing this project, that if this project is worth or not, that means it is giving money to you, it is useful for the society, or it may have any backward points or any losses, so any difficulties over there. So obviously you have to think in that way, how much worth the project is. That will gives you the idea about the feasibility study. So the next one, establishing the project charter. Project charter is a simple flow chart for the entire project. We have to prepare the particular flow chart for the project, how the project can be executed, who are the stakeholders are involving, entire management services entire technical aspects you have to prepare in a simple charter. You have to project them on a simple chart, right? So what gives you a project charter? In the project charter, in some ways it is called as a first document of the project. The project charter itself called as a first document of the project, which identifies the necessary details like what are the goals of the project and what are the constraints, what are the elements in this project. Yes, this is exactly the project charter will discuss about, and we will identify the what is the project scope and what are the required resources also. We will chart out in this particular project charter. We will chart out the entire objectives, we will chart out the entire how much scope is there, we will chart out the relevant resources, we will chart out the relevant manpower required, and we will exhibit them on a simple way, that is called as a project charter. That's why it is called as a first document of the project. Yes. Next, identifying the stakeholders. As we said earlier, stakeholders are very important. So recruitment of the stakeholders, that means stakeholder partnership is very important in every project. Project management, outside resources, private persons, private organizations, government organizations, and the people who are benefiting from our particular company are all called as a stakeholders. Yes, the involvement of the stakeholders is important because we have to collect their ideas, we have to collect their visions into consideration. We have to decide and we have to design our project according to the stakeholders' ideas and benefits also in some of the extent. Yes, the stakeholders are the important people in our project. That's why we have to decide our project according to their requirements. Yes, what gives you about the idea about the stakeholders? Yes, stakeholders as anyone who are influencing the project. Yes, see here, who are influencing the project from inside and outside the project resources. Yes, how much influence that particular stakeholders are having. Yes, project stakeholders can either be internal or external. Yes, obviously stakeholders may be from the maybe within the company or maybe from the outside the company. From the outside the company, people and funding resources, funding agencies, we can call them as the stakeholders. Within the company, project managers, the entire management team, the partners for the entire management team, the engineers who are working are called as the stakeholders. The government agency is funding for us. Yes, so see here, it is the responsibility of the project manager to ensure that if they have the proper communication with each of the stakeholder or not. Yes, what I am saying is the each of the stakeholder who is involving in this particular project, the particular stakeholders must have a good communication with the project manager or must have a good communication with the project management also. That is very important. So this is about the identifying the stakeholders. So assembling the project team and project office, it is very important. As we already collected the objectives, as we already discussed about the methodology, as we already discussed about the involvement of the stakeholders, we have collected the funding resources, then the next primary step is establishing a project team and establishing a project office. So with a successful team only you can get a good project. If you have assembled a talented team in your project, then the project will be initiated successfully and will be completed in a specified time only. So assembling the working project team and assigning their roles and responsibilities is very important in this aspect. So what are the team you are recruiting for your project? You have to assign their roles, you have to assign their responsibilities as well. These roles and responsibilities will guide them in a particular way to lead the project well and good. So the last step, which includes the final review. So upon completing all these 5 steps, you have to review the entire process what you have done. Yes, when reviewing the entire steps, you can get the idea about what I am missing. Is that any necessary thing I have missed about? So you have to review each and every point in this, and you have to collect the information from your subordinates as well, and you have to plan your project successfully. So this is about the project initiation before planning a project. The next topic is project planning. We will discuss in the next session. Thank you everyone.